Okay. Another reading, the teaching of the Hindu mystics. In the beginning, love arose. At first was neither being nor non-being. There was not air, nor yet sky beyond. What was it wrapping? Where? In whose protection? Was water there, unfathomable and deep? There was no death then, not yet deathlessness of night or day. There was not any sign. The one breath without breath, by its own impulse. Other than that was nothing else at all. Darkness was there, all wrapped around by darkness, and all was water, indiscriminate. Then that which was hidden by the void, that one emerging, stirring through power of a door, came to be. In the beginning love arose, which has the primal germ cell of the mind. The seer, searching in their hearts with wisdom, discovered the connection of being in non-being. A crossfire line cut being from non-being. What was described above it? What below? Bearers of seed. There were the mighty forces, thrust from below and forward, move above. Who really knows? Who can presume to tell it? Whence was it born? Whence issued this creation? Even the gods came after its emergence. Then who can tell from whence it came to be? That out of which creation has risen, whether it held it firm or did not, He who surveys it in the highest heaven, he surely knows, or maybe he does not. That's RIG VEDA 10:129. Creative fever. From blazing adored cosmic order came, and truth. From hence was born the obscured night. From hence the ocean with its bellowing waves. From ocean, its waves was born, the year which marshals and successions of nights and day, controlling everything that blinks the eye. Then as before did the Creator fashion the sun and moon, the heaven and the earth, the atmosphere and the domain of light. In the beginning arose the golden germ. He was, as soon as born, the Lord of being, sustainer of the earth and of this heaven. What God shall we adore with our oblation? He who is bestowed life force and hardly vulgar, whose ordainesses even the gods obey, whose shadow is immortal life and death. What God shall we adore with our oblation? Who by his grandeur has emerged so sovereign of every living thing that breathes and slumbers, he who is Lord of man and four-legged creatures. What God shall we adore with our oblation? Towards him trembling the embattled forces, riveted by his glory directed their gaze. Through him, the risen sun sheds forth its light. What God shall we adore with our oblations? When came the mighty waters, bringing with them the universal germ? When sprang the fire? Then leapt the God's one spirit into being. What God shall we adore with our oblation? O Lord of creatures, Father of all beings, you alone pervade all that has come to birth. Grant us your heart desires for which we pray. May we become the lords of many treasures. The mighty earth, the mighty burden of the mountain bulks rest. Earth upon our shoulders, rich in torrents, you germinate the seed with quickening power. Our hymns of praise resounding now evoke you. O far-flung earth, the bright one, like a neighing steed, you drive upon your storm clouds. You, in your sturdy strength, hold fast the forest, clamping the trees of all firmly to the ground. When rains and lightning issue from your clouds, high truth, unyielding order, consecration, adored in prayer and holy ritual, uphold the earth. May she, the ruling mistress of what has been and what will become to be, for us spread wide a limitless domain, and part of us those vitalizing forces that come, O earth, from deep within your body, your central point, your navel, purify us wholly. The earth is mother. I am son earth. The rain giver is my father. May he shower us blessings. Instill in me abundantly the fragrance, O Mother Earth, which emanates from you and from your plants and waters, the sweet perfume that all celestial beings are wont to emit, and let no enemy ever wish us ill. Peace and fragrance gracious to the touch. May earth, swollen with milk, her breast overflowing, grant me her blessing together with her milk. The man, 1,000-headed is the man, with 1,000 eyes, 1,000 feet, encompassing the earth. All sides he exceeded it by 10 fingers breadthen. The man, indeed, is this all, what has been and what is to be, the Lord of the immortal sphere, which he surpasses by consuming food. Such is the measure of his might, and greater still that this is man. All beings are a fourth of him. 3/4 are the immortal in heaven. 3/4 the man ascended high. 1/4 took birth again down here. From this he spread all directions to animate and inanimate things. From him the shiny one was born. From this shiny one man again took birth. As soon as born he extended himself all over the earth, both behind and before. Using the man as his oblation, the God performed the sacrifice. Spring served them for the clarified butter, summer for the fuel, and autumn for the offering. this evolved man, then firstborn, they be sprinkled on the sacred grass. With him the gods performed the sacrifice, as did also the heavenly beings and seers. From this sacrifice fully accomplished was gathered curd mixed with butter. Thence came the creatures of the air, beasts of the forest and those of the village. From this sacrifice fully accomplished were born the hymns and the melodies. From this were born the various meters. From this were born the sacrificial formulas. From this were horses born, all creatures, such as have teeth in either jaw. From this were born the breeds of cattle. From this were born the sheep and goats. When they divided up the man, into how many parts did they divide him? What did his mouth become? What his arms? What are his legs called? What his feet? His mouth became the Brahman. His arms became the warrior prince. His legs the common man who plies his trade. The lowly serf was born from his feet. The moon was born from his mind. The sun came into being from his eyes. From his mouth came Indra and Agni, while from his breath the wind was born. From his navel issued the air. From his head unfurled the sky, the earth from his feet. From his ears the four directions. Thus have the world been organized. 7 were the sticks of the enclosure. 3 sevens the fuel sticks were made. When the gods performing the sacrifice found the man as the victim. With the sacrifice the God sacrificed to the sacrifice. Those were the first established rites. These powers ascended up to heaven, where dwell the ancient gods and other beings. Shati. Peaceful be heaven, peaceful the earth, peaceful the broad space between. Peaceful for us be running waters, peaceful the plants and herbs. Peaceful to us be the signs of the future. Peaceful what is done and undone. Peaceful to us be what is and what will be. May all of us be gracious. This supreme goddess word inspired by Brahman, by which the all inexpiring is created, through her to us be peace. This supreme spirit inspired by Brahman, by which the awe-inspiring is created, though it is us be peace. These 5 senses organs, with the mind as the 6th, within my heart inspired by Brahman, by which the awe-inspiring is created, through them to us be peace. Peace to be earth and to the airy spaces. Peace be to heaven. Peace to the waters. Peace to the plants, and peace to the trees. May all the gods grant me peace. By this invocation of peace, may peace be diffused. By this invocation of peace, may peace bring peace. With this peace, the dreadful I now appease. With this peace, the cruel I now appease. With this peace, all evil I now appease, so that peace may prevail, happiness prevail. May everything for us be peaceful. To the heavens be peace, to the sky and to the earth, To the water be peace, to plants and all trees. To the gods be peace, to Brahman be peace, to all men be peace again and again. Peace also unto me. Brahman is joy. Once Brahmani went to his father Rana and said, "Father, explain to me the mystery of Brahman." Then his father spoke to him of the food of the earth, of the breath of life, of the one who sees, of the one who hears, of the mind that knows, and the one who speaks. And he further says to him, "Seek to know him, from whom all beings have come, by whom they all live, and unto whom they all return. He is Brahman." So Brigu went and practiced tapas, spiritual prayer. Then he thought that Brahman was the food of the earth, and for food from the earth, for from the earth all beings come. By food of the earth they all live, and unto the earth they all return. After this he went again to his father Varuna and said, "Father, explain further to me the mysteries of Brahman." To him his father answered, "Seek to know Brahman by tapas, by prayer, because Brahman is prayer." So Brihu went and practiced tapas, spiritual prayer. Then he thought that Brahman was life, for from life all beings came from. By life they all lived, and unto life they all returned. After this he went again to his father Varuna and said, "Father, explain to me the mysteries of Brahman." To him his father answered, "Seek to know Brahman by tapas, by prayer, because Brahman is prayer." So Brihu went and practiced tapas, spiritual prayer. Then he thought that Brahman was mind, for from mind all beings have come, by minds all live, and unto mind they all return. After this he went again to his father Varuna and said, "Father, explain to me the mystery of Brahman." To him his father answered, "Seek to know Brahman by tapas, by prayer, because Brahman is prayer." So Brihu went and practiced tapas, spiritual prayer. Then he thought by Brahman was reason, for from reason all beings have come. By reason all live, and unto reason they all return. He went again to his father, asked the same question, and received the same answer. So Brigu went and practiced tapas, spiritual prayer. Then he thought that Brahman was joy, and from joy all beings have come. By joy all live, and unto joy they all return. This was the vision of Brahuvani, which came from the highest, and he who sees this vision lives in the highest. The ISHA Upanishad, Upanishad. The Lord is enshrined in the hearts of all. The Lord is the supreme reality. Rejoice in him through reunification. Convert nothing. All belongs to the Lord. Does work in you. Does working may you live 100 years. Thus alone will you work in real freedom. In real freedom. Those who deny the self are born again. Blind to the self, enveloped in darkness, utterly devoid of love for the Lord. The self is one. Ever still, the self is swifter than thought, swifter than senses. Through motionless, he outruns all pursuits. Without the self, never could life exist. The self seems to move, but is ever still. He seems far away, but is never near. He is within all, and he transcends all. Those who sees all creatures in themselves, and themselves in all creatures know no fear. Those who see all creatures in themselves, and themselves in all creatures know no grief. How can the multiplicity of life delude the one who sees its unity? The self is everywhere. Bright is the self, indivisible, untouched by sin, wise, eminent, and transcendent. He it is who holds the cosmos together. In dark night live those for whom the world without alone is real. In night darker still, for whom the world within alone is real. The first leads of a life of action, the second to a life of meditation. But those who combine action and meditation cross the sea of death through action and enter into immortality through the practice of meditation. So have we learned from the wise. In dark night live those for whom the Lord is transcendent only. In night darker still, for whom he is eminent only. But those for whom he is transcendent and immanent cross the sea of death with the immanent and enter into immortality with the transcendent. So have we heard from the wise. The face of truth is hidden by your orb of gold. O sun, may you remove your orb so that I, who adore the true, may see the glory of truth. O nourishing sun, solidarity, traveler, controller, source of life of all creatures, spread your light and subdue your dazzling splendor so that I may see your blessed self. Even that very self am I. Shati, Shati, Shati. You are that. There is nothing that does not come from him. Of everything, he is the most self. He is the truth. He is the self supreme. You are that. SHVETATU. You are that. Please, Father, tell me more about this self. Yes, dear one, I will. Udalaka said, strike at the root of a tree. It would bleed, but still survive. Strike again at the top. It will bleed, but still survive. The self as life supports the tree, which stands firm and enjoys the nourishment it receives. If the self leaves one branch, the branch withers. If it leaves a second, that too withers. If it leaves the third, that again withers. Let it leave the whole tree, the tree dies. Just so, dear one, with death comes the self, departs from the body dies, but the self dies not. There is nothing that does not come from him. Of everything that he is the innermost self. He is the truth. He is the self supreme. You are that. SHVETATU. You are that. Please, Father, tell me more about this self. Yes, dear one, I will. Urakala said, bring me a fruit from the Nigrotha tree. This tree is called NYAGRODHA. Here it is, sir. Break it. What do you see? Nothing at all. That hidden essence you do not see, dear one. From that a whole Nahragota tree will grow. There is nothing that does not come from him. Of everything, he is the inmost self. He is the truth. He is the self supreme. You are that. Shavatatu, you are that. Please, Father, tell me more about this self. Yes, dear one, I will. Urakatla said, place this salt in water and bring it here. Tomorrow morning the boy did. Where is that salt? His father asked. I did not see it. Sip here. How does it taste? Salty, Father. And here and there. I taste salt everywhere. It is everywhere, though we see it not. Just so, dear, the self is everywhere, within all things. Although we see him not, there is nothing that does not come from him. Of everything, he is the inmost self. He is the truth. He is the self supreme. You are that. Shavatatu, you are that. Please, Father, tell me more about this self. Yes, dear one, I will. Yudhaka said, as a man from Gandhara, blindfolded, led away, and left in a lonely place, turns to the east and west and north and south and shouts, I am left here and I cannot see, until one removes his blindfold and says, there lies Gandhara, follow the path. And thus informed, able to see for himself, the man inquires from the village to village and reaches his homeland at last. Just so, my son, one who finds an illumined teacher attains to spiritual wisdom in the self. There is nothing that does not come from him. Of everything, that he is the inmost self. He is the truth. He is the self supreme. You are that. Shavikatu, you are that. The highest mystical teaching. All is change in the world of the senses, but changeless is the supreme Lord of love. Meditate on him. Be absorbed in him. Awake from this dream of separateness. Know God, and all fetters will fall away. No longer identifying yourself with the body. Go beyond birth and death, and all desires will be fulfilled in him, who is one without a second. Know him to be enshrined in your heart always. Truly, there is nothing more in life to know. Meditate and realize this world is filled with the presence of God. Fire is not seen until one fire stick rubs against another. Through fire is still there, hidden in the fire stick. So does the Lord remain hidden in the body until he revealed through the mystic mantra. Let your body be the lower fire stick. Let the mantra be the upper. Rub them against each other in meditation and realize the Lord like oil in in sesame seed, like butter, in cream like water, in spring like fire, in fire stick so dwelt the Lord of love. The self, in the very depth of consciousness, realize him through truth and meditation. The self is hidden in the heart of all, as butter hidden in cream. Realize the self in the depth of meditation. The Lord of love, supreme reality, who is the gold of all knowledge. This is the high mystical teaching. This is the highest mystical teaching. Wow. The sun that dispels our darkness. I have realized the Lord of love, who is the sun that dispels our darkness. Those who realize him go beyond death. No other way is there to immortality. There is nothing higher than him, nothing other than him. His infinity is beyond great and small. In his own glory rooted, he stands and fills the cosmos. He is the cosmos. Yet he transcends it. Those who know him leave all separateness, sorrow, and death behind. Those who know him not live but suffer. The Lord of love, omnipresent, dwelling in the heart of every living creature. All mercy turns every face to himself. He is the Supreme Lord, who through his grace moves us to seek him in our own hearts. He is the light that shines forever. He is the center self of all, hidden like a little flame in the heart. Only by the stilled mind can he be known. Those who realize him become immortal. His face is everywhere. May the Lord of love, who protects himself into the universe in myriad forms, from whom all beings come and to whom all return, grant us the grace of wisdom. He is fire and the sun and the moon and the stars. He is the air and the sea and the creator. Parahapati. He is this boy. He is that girl. He is this man. He is this woman. And he is this old man, too, tottering on his staff. His face is everywhere. He is the bluebird. He is the green bird with red eyes. He is the thundercloud, and he is the season and the seas. He is also the beginning, and he has no end. He is the source from which the world evolves. From this divine power comes forth all his magical show of name and form, of you and me, which casts the spell of pain and pleasure. Only when he peers through the magic veil do you see the one who appears as many. Two birds of beautiful plumage, comrades, inseparable, live of the self-same tree. One bird eats the fruit of pleasure and pain. The other looks on without eating. Forgetting our divine origin, we become ensnared in the world of change, but bewailed our helplessness. But when we see the Lord of love in his glory, adored by all, we go beyond sorrow. What use of the scripture to anyone who knows not the source from whom they come, in whom all gods and worlds abide? Only those who realize him has ever present within the heart attained a binding joy. Hear, O children of immortal bliss. May we harness body and mind to see the Lord of life who dwells in everyone. May we ever, with the one pointed mind, strive for blissful union with the Lord. May we train our senses to serve the Lord through the practice of meditation. Great is the glory of the Lord of life, infinite, omnipresent, all well-knowing. He is known by the wise who meditate and conserve their vital energy. Oh, hear, children of immortal bliss. You are born to be united with the Lord. Follow the path of the illumined one and be united with the Lord of life. Kindle the fire of Kundalini deep in meditation. Bring your mind and breath under control. Drink deep of divine love, and you will attain the unitive state. Dedicate yourself to the Lord of life, who is the cause of the cosmos. He will remove the cause of all suffering, and you will free you from bondage of karma. Be seated with the spinal column erect, and then turn your senses and mind deep within. With the mantra echoing in your heart, cross over the dread sea of birth and death. Train your senses to be obedient. Regulate your activities to lead you to the goal. Hold the reins of your mind. As you hold the reins of restive horses, in deep meditation, aspirants may see forms like snow or smoke. May they feel a strong wind blowing or a wave of heat. May they see within them more light. Fireflies lighting, sun of moon. These are signs that one is far on the path of Brahman. Health, a light body, freedom of craving, a glowing skin, sonorous voice, fragrance of a body. The signs indicate progress in the practice of meditation. Those who attain the supreme goal of life, realizing the self and passing beyond the sorrow, shine bright as a mirror which has been cleansed of dust. In the supreme climax of Satmi, they realize the presence of the Lord within their hearts, freed from impurities. They pass forever beyond birth and death.